Recording in progress.
Great, perfect in time. Okay, would you all stand with me for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much and welcome. First item is the approval of the agenda.
I lost everybody's voice all of a sudden. I missed that.
Oh, can you hear us now?
I'm unmuted and my video's on, but you obviously can hear me.
Can you hear us now?
You can't hear us?
Now I hear you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next item is the approval of the agenda, and there was an addition to the agenda. Did you get that, John?
I did.
Okay.
And I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with the additions to the published agenda.
Okay. I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay.
Just a reminder on the published agenda for the audience that the last two ones didn't make it to the ones that they received.
Oh, yes, there was a kind of a third one, and I'll read the second one to you if you want. The additional items were action items of the deferment of the following accounts payable, which was Ventec International, Northwest Water, Endurist, and Intel Systems Incorporated. And then our prospective candidate for Commissioner District 2, Jim Freeman. He'll get to speak at the good of the order out there, John. And approvals of the following Port of Allyn authorized signers on Kitsap Bank account, which will be Travis, myself, and John. And then the removal of the following from the Port of Allyn authorized signers from Kitsap Bank is Scott Cooper, Leanne Dennis, and Larry Capola. The other one is approval for Commissioner John Sheridan and Executive Director Travis Merrill to access and inspect the safety deposit box at Kitsap Bank. And then discussion and possible action for the cash management system authority for John Sheridan Kitsap Bank account. And discussion and possible approval of commissioner appointment application packet. Okay, so moving forward, we have some consent agenda items. John, would you like to read those? Let's do the minutes first. Action items for the minutes.
Okay, very well. Before I do, we already approved the regular meeting minutes for January 1st regular meeting, did we not?
I think we did.
Yeah, yes, we did.
Yeah, we did at the 10th.
We did on the 10th.
Okay, all right, so we did, that makes sense because that's in the special meeting minutes on the 10th. Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the special meeting minutes for the January 10th, 17th, and the 23rd of 2024.
Okay, that's the 23rd. I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Next is the action items for the general fund vouchers, payroll vouchers, and water fund vouchers, and the approval of the use of digital signatures as needed on all documents approved at this meeting.
All right, Chairwoman, if there's no further discussion, we'll make a motion to approve those.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Usually we have the amounts. Is there a reason why we didn't?
We weren't quite.
No, I can go ahead and do that. That's
They're
why
on
I'm
the
getting ready.
vouchers.
Oh, they're on the vouchers.
But,
They were ready at the time of posting.
Okay.
what's that? Well, it's for the formality of it, okay? So, I make a motion to approve the general fund for $11,177.73 and the payroll for $15,170.16 and the water fund for $7,613.56.
I'll second that. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye, thanks, John. Thanks for doing that. Commissioners' reports. How about you, John?
Yeah, I'll start. So, there are 4 meetings in January. The regular meet, 1st of January, and then the 3 special meets, 10th, 17th, 23rd of 2024. And then I attended my regular monthly meeting for the Mason Transit Authority board meeting on the 16th of January. And that's my report.
Okay, I pretty much did the same. The only addition would be is that I went to, I had EDC meeting on January 11th. No real big changes on that one. And then I went to on February 1st, I went to the Washington Public Ports Day reception in Olympia, which was really helpful. Mostly they invite all of the legislators it was a distillery, so it was an event center. And, networking is so important, so I was able to talk with some of the staff there, and they've been able to help us, give us some advice through this challenging time as well, so that's been helpful. And then I also attended the RCO meeting today, of which I have a little bit of notes here, which I think I can talk about some of those notes. By the way, Ken, you had asked about getting a recording, and they said they didn't usually do that, but they are willing to have another meeting that they would set up for a public meeting if you want. So we could do that, but we talked about what we can do about opening up being in compliance, opening up the park, and so we are going to try to make a plan for them to open up the park a little bit, but it will probably be after cleanup day, which is Earth Day, which is the April 20th. DNR is going to help us, and probably Trash Mash, I hope. Talked with Pete Allyn today from DNR. He's the recreational manager for South Puget Sound, and so he kind of pulls all that together. I usually provide lunches for everybody, so that's kind of what we're looking for. And then we'll get a plan to them to limit some of the access, but at least provide access to the lower half that's more safe. So that's my report.
Okay, can I interrupt real quick?
Sure.
I forgot to approve the digital signatures when I made that motion for.
Okay.
So can I do that now?
Please, yes.
Okay, yeah, so I'll make a motion to approve digital signatures for the documents approved on the action items.
Well, it's also all items in the meeting. So,
that makes sense. So everything we approve, I'll make a motion that we approve the digital signatures. Thank you.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
I always forget that. Okay, thanks.
Okay, Travis, security report.
security report, I didn't include it in your packet because I just missed it in
Okay.
the madness of preparing for my second meeting ever. So,
Yeah.
but I can give it to you now.
Sure.
We had another quiet month, as it is in the winter. The only issues I might say is our continued garbage dumping up front at the highway that everybody that drives by sees all the time. I think that we have to make some kind of arrangement there. They pick it up twice a week, but it's still, people are leaving ottomans and lamps and just stuff that won't fit in the box. It's only for clothes. Something to consider. Otherwise, the rest of the park was shipshape.
Great.
And right back to me again with the executive director's report.
Okay.
Start off at the top, we did do some amendments to the Cary water system purchase to move the dates. We've got a new closing date right now of March 13th while we continue to get our funding all wrapped up and together. The derelict vessel issue that was taken care of a few months ago, we've got full confirmation that will be paid on that through Jerry Farmer. It's just a matter of our paperwork rising to the top of the stack for payment. Power pedestal issues are with the steel barriers, so there's some more moving parts there to explore before we actually go to board approval on those with our 1 of 3 contractors. Kitsap banking approvals, since Mr. Jackson resigned as District 2, we've had not made the signatures on, he didn't make the signature at the bank. So when talking with Tracy, we determined that we had to, that's why you see all those banking approvals on the agenda again after we've done them throughout the month, because they were split up between when Mr. Jackson was a commissioner and when he wasn't a commissioner. So we had to put them all back together on one clean sheet. I'm going to suggest that we put together a special meeting today for Wednesday or Thursday, depending on your schedules, John, so that we can approve just those minutes. It'll just be a special meeting to approve the minutes so that we're officially done switching the banking around. We can't wait any longer on that. We've been trying, but we've ran into some roadblocks with unforeseen circumstances. Ticketing booklet. I provided you a new design in the packet.
Looks
It's considerably easier for us to just print them off on our printers, and we don't have to order expensive booklets like we were doing before. To handle the 2 copy scenario, they will just be, we'll take pictures of them on their posted windshields, and that will be our documented copy, and they'll have their paper copy.
Great, yeah, it looks good.
The North Shore piling extension, it's a darn good thing we got it done because the last king tide showed only a foot left of piling. It was from the old piling. So we're now in a much better space to deal with any kind of rising tides due to weather on top of the king tides in the future. So we had about 3 feet after a I think it was a 14.2 or a I think it was a 14.2 or a 14.4 tide. And then I wanted to deal hopefully with talking about some excessive membership that the port has and unused services that are kind of tied into the previous administration. There appears to be 2 Adobe subscriptions when we only need 1, because 1 will give you access on 2 computers. We also have, I think that the Amazon Prime membership has been lapsed, but didn't we have a charge on it again this month?
December was the last charge. There wasn't one in January, so that made me assume that it had been canceled or lapsed.
Okay.
But we'll watch for it in February, and then
We'll just make darn sure we'll find I can talk to Dee if I can't find it in the office, because I do have a sheet of passwords, but it's all from, I think the last edition was 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So some of those may have changed. Arlo Technologies are for cameras that are not currently in use. It's a subscription-based service. I would recommend getting rid of that. Great American Financial and Help Desk Calvary are a combined service, I'm finding out. So I got the contract from Great American Financial, and Help Desk Calvary is listed on there.
Okay.
So I've been trying to get the contract from Help Desk Calvary, but they don't seem to want to get back to me. I've been trying for about a week.
Really?
Yes. I have to talk to my account manager, and every other day I'm leaving a message, not getting anywhere. As soon as I can finally get that contract, I'm going to recommend we go different with our IT services in the future. Because it's really expensive.
Oh, yeah.
And 2, we can find other options for that will cost us considerably less, or even volunteer help on that. Mail Big File. I'm not sure what that subscription service is, but is it for something that we need?
I would doubt it. I think I Googled it, and it looks like it's software to send large files. So I'm guessing Larry had to use it to make an email, maybe with the legal stuff, once or twice, and somehow now we're in a subscription for it. But it's only like 2 or 3 times a year it gets charged. So
Is it okay? It's only.
I would guess that we probably don't need it anymore, or
if we come to a situation when we do need it, it could
we
be
could look back
it could be
into it.
resubscribed.
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Wave, we have an account with Wave for internet service for security cameras at the North Shore. As you are well aware, we do not have security cameras at the North Shore. It's $216 a month.
Okay.
I think that one's a no-brainer to get rid of.
Yep. That was the cameras that we got that never did.
Correct. Yeah, we still have the cameras. We can investigate if we can actually use those cameras.
Yeah.
And in any kind of future security function, and I've started the process with looking into the 09 for security, which we have an appropriation to be able to look at. And I'm going to get some guidance not next week, but the week after. A local individual that just moved to the area was a professional grant writer for a police department down in California, and they've retired here. And they've offered to come in and give us a hand looking at some of the things that, they could help their new community with.
Yeah.
So
Excellent.
that sounds wonderful. They won't be here this week because they're doing contingencies on a house sale, so
Okay.
we'll wait until then. I had a few addendums to this that I was able to get in, mostly DOCWA. Received a bill this morning for DOCWA, and it's a annual cost of $868 to have their service just at the Allyn waterfront facility.
What is that?
DOCWA is an app that boaters can use to
Oh,
find
yes.
places to go.
Yes, I remember now. Okay.
Being that I'm the front line when people show up and I don't know if they paid, sometimes I go and look at DOCWA to, and they'll be like, oh, we did a DOCWA, and I'll go into DOCWA and say, yes, they did pay. But you're talking not even a dozen times a year that we're seeing them use this service. And we're getting maybe $40 or $60 each time. It's not worth it. If we spend a little bit of time upgrading our website to process payments, and have, maybe some drawings of the slips, where we could go in, if somebody was gonna be there for a week, we could go in there and say, oh, this slip is used.
What are we paying for that right now?
$868 annually. And we haven't paid yet. We just got the bill today, we can decline.
All right.
I think
right.
I looked last month, and I think over 2 years we brought in less than $500
Yeah.
on that system. So
Because, there's the hard numbers, and then my experience is just definitely not very much.
Is that a subscription that we would pay for, that we had paid for actually? Is that just to continue on the service, or is that in the arrears we owe them that?
No, correct. It's to continue on the service. The service
Okay.
ends in May,
All right.
and they're billing us now 2 months in advance to let us know that it's coming up.
Do we need a motion to shave these things off, Chairwoman, or just go ahead and have a discussion? Because
No, that's within his purview.
Yeah, it's giving you the information, and you can say that, no, I want to keep any one of these,
No.
or otherwise, if you say yes, they're all
that's
gone.
good. So there's some no-brainer stuff here. So the 2 Adobe descriptions, one's sufficient, that's fine. Amazon Prime, do away with the subscription for the cameras, Allyn Technologies. Until we figure out where we're going with those current cameras that aren't doing us any good right now, I agree with just dropping things off and letting them go. And then the Great American Financial Help Desk, they're combined.
That one there, we have a contract with, so I need to look into it a little bit further and find out how
Right,
much
but-
we're going to be charged if we cancel the contract.
Yeah, right, I get it. And investigate that, like you're saying, and if possible, cancel it. I like the idea of we need IT services. We've got a lot of smart people in our community that we can always get help from. We're already seeing people showing up trying to say, how can we help? So that would be included in that, I'm sure. Anyway, everything here is good. Good report, and let's keep getting rid of things we just don't need, and it's just good.
Okay, great. Thank you, Travis.
Yeah, thank you.
So on to old business. Discussion about the Sweetwater property, which I kind of dealt with after our RCO meeting. I don't know if we really need to take any action or not. Did you hear my little report there, John? Did you get that? And
Yeah, I did, about the cleanup coming up, and
Yeah.
so we can look at opening up in, April?
yeah, after April.
I think that's awesome, and so I don't think there's anything more to be said, other than that's the direction we should be going.
Sure, and they were willing to have another meeting, a public meeting, if we wanted to meet with them and give them the plan and stuff like
Okay.
that too.
That's
So
great.
That would be appropriate.
Could have them come to our regular meeting in March maybe or something.
Could be.
Yeah, I will be coordinating with them and find out what works for them.
Real quick,
Right.
Ken?
Would you rather I waited until public comment? Or just-
If you
Yeah.
would, I mean, well,
Okay, well, I'd like to ask, did you talk to them about surplusing the property?
no, that wasn't brought up.
Okay,
Okay.
fine.
Okay, next is new items. Reading of the letter from myself and John. Do you have a copy of that? 'Cause I don't-
Yeah, I do. I'll read it right now out loud.
Okay.
Nice and clear.
All
To the
right.
Port of Allyn, Box 1, 98524, from Commissioner Judy Scott and John Sheridan, two separate letters. Same letter, but I just signed mine for the record, so you know, and I'll bring it by to you, Travis.
Okay. Thank you.
Reference waiver of stipend for 2024, January 24 through December 24. In light of the current change, I waived the meeting stipends due to me as a port, due to us as port commissioners to assist the Port of Allyn, effective January 1, 2024 to, and through December 31, 2024. Okay,
Okay,
make a motion to, we're just doing it, so.
we just had to notice, that's all we had to do.
Okay.
So the next one is discussion about the interlocal agreement with the Mason County Public Works, and that was something that was in the works
Yeah.
a few months ago, so.
And
Would
it's
you
something
like
that was
to-
just a reoccurring agreement from, I think the last time it was signed was 2014. And it's just, if we need them for emergency management, it authorized them to come and do things for us and be billed.
Yeah, like turn off our light up there, we don't need any more.
It just details what the costs of shop services are, scheduling, work requests, fuel station costs. I don't believe it's anything we've ever actually enacted, but it's something that if we don't have it, then we can't use it.
Yeah, no, cool. Well, we need to take action on that. In order to
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Um,
Can I make that motion when you're ready, Chairman?
Yeah, please do.
All right,
You
I'll
have
make
it?
a motion, I'll make that motion to approve the interlocal agreement with Mason County Public Works
And the Port of Allyn?
and the Port of Allyn.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you read the title? Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, I do.
Just read the.
Interlocal agreement for Mason County Public Works, Services. What more do you want me to read?
Oh, well, that's good
Okay,
that we accept it. I'll second that. All in
Okay.
favor, say aye.
aye.
All right, I too, so moved. Let me see now, do we need to sign this as commissioners or?
No, it's just, I can just sign it.
You, okay. All right, great, thank you. Next is the gazebo policy and pricing. Let's talk about that one.
Oh, we've seen certainly a shortfall in people wanting to rent a gazebo. And it may be because we are just a little bit too high. There's also the idea that for special purposes, like things that are not considered exactly nonprofit, but class reunions and maybe funerals that are in district for people that are our constituents, we should have some kind of better pricing for handling those type of things and education-based events. I thought that we could come up with a price that was less. I have come up with a $450 for a half day or $900 for a full day rather than the $1,500 that was before, but I'm proposing a drop to $1,350 for the full day.
Okay, so you have the adjusted ones to us.
Yes, I've given
here.
you the adjusted one.
These are the
Yeah, the
adjusted.
adjusted ones, and that's, I basically just described what the adjustments were. Those are
Okay.
the only adjustments from our current system.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, we're at $1,500 a day currently.
Okay,
The
and-
750 for the half day was still in place.
Okay,
But then I changed the hours so that they could be a 9 a.m. to, or 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. to 2 or 3, and then a 2 or 3 to 7 or 9.
Gotcha.
So they have a 5-hour window rather than the 4-hour window.
yeah, that's that, okay. I'm
So
good with that.
I've got a question, Chairman, for Travis. on
Yeah.
that
Yes,
real
please.
quick if I may. Okay, so those numbers that you're seeing drop, are you talking about during the peak season or just comparing this winter and fall from last winter and fall? Which would be typically
We
lower?
never had a peak season versus off-season price schedule.
No, I get that, but as far as you're saying, maybe one of the reasons why we're seeing business falling off, use of the gazebo, you're suggesting that it might be because of the pricing, correct? Is that, what are you
Yeah.
gauging that on?
Well,
Are you
because
gauging
we have very little reservations for the summer season right now.
okay, okay, that's very pointed, okay.
And Justine here, she's our assistant. She has something to say.
Hi, John. So I was looking through the gazebo rentals, and like 2 years ago, there was about 12 or so gazebo rentals that I was able to find files for. This year, there was 4 throughout the entire year.
Wow.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, yes, we need to change it.
I
think we
would
should
be,
change it.
if there's no further discussion on that, and if we could take action on that, Chairwoman, I'm open to changing and adjusting that. It's not a huge adjustment, but it might be enough, right?
Sure. Randy, did you have something?
I would highly recommend a blue season and a red season. On the blue season, pick your months, drop it down even further for the blue season. You might as well get something rather than nothing.
Right.
Dropping it down is also based on the idea that, like you said, you don't have the rentals now where you used to, and that happened after the price increase.
Yes.
So it would make sense to go back to where the prices were at the bare minimum, but I would recommend a blue and red season so that you can get people that are taking it for $400 or $500 on a Thursday in the winter, rather than have it be vacant or empty. And still keep your other prices so they can do the extras and you still make money on the extras, such as chairs, such as the windbreaks and stuff like that.
It's also easier for us to be more flexible for their dates during the winter, depending on weather. If they come up and go, oh gosh, the weather's going to be horrible that day, can we adjust to this day? And because it's wide open for the most part, it'd be easy to do. But maybe a 20% drop, if not more.
I think that's a great idea. I'd even go farther than that. I'd say, because we're not getting anything, it's better to have a bunch of nickels than just a couple dimes, right? So, I would say in the wintertime, drop to 30% right now. There's still some winter left. See if we get any activity from it.
Okay, Erin, you had something?
I recall at a couple meetings ago, it had been brought up that some groups weren't reserving because they were stuck to a shift. And so it had been discussed, like, maybe not, you have to do it in the morning or night, but if you wanted 4 or 5 hours from 11 to 4, whatever, is that built into?
I didn't build it into it, but it can be easily added in because if they're renting it on a Saturday, then it's
Yeah.
harder for us to give us that weird shift because
Right.
we don't want to lose a morning and an afternoon, especially during the winter. But that could easily be something that we address for the off season.
Yeah, that's true, and you don't want to lose a whole half a day.
How about if you revise this with some of those drops before we make a decision on
Okay.
this tonight?
Okay.
Is that okay with you, John?
It is, and since we're gonna be scheduling a special meeting, he can throw some,
Yeah.
not throw something together, but, I mean, this is a pretty easy fix for him, so he can revisit this
Yeah.
and do I'm recommending 30% winter drop, and then, go back, and then the price is beginning, spring and summer to be what he's suggesting, but he can adjust those and be ready for us. How's that? I agree with you, Chairman.
Okay.
Would you like to see that shift be a October to April,
Yeah.
like
End
we
of
do
March.
like we do for
Mortgage
for our
and
mortgage,
stuff like
correct?
that, yeah. Yeah, that would be appropriate, yep.
Yeah, there's your season. It's from, Labor Day, Memorial Day, right? Or whatever that looks like. So, okay. All right.
Okay, great. Thank you, Travis, for all that.
Yes.
And let me see, and, okay, next is the approval for Travis to access the key bank account. Is that in here, the verbiage for that one?
No, it's just the key bank account is just the Impress account.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we never addressed that one. That was just
Alrighty.
a simple one.
So, John, would you like to make a motion to have Travis allowed?
What account is that again? Is that for,
That's the petty cash impress account
Petty cash.
that
Yeah.
hasn't been
Okay,
switched
yeah.
over since the changeover.
Absolutely. I'll go ahead and make a motion so that you have access to that petty cash at Key Bank and give you authorization to do so.
I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. So moved. There you go, Travis.
And then we
And then
have
we
a
have-
separate one to remove Patty.
Now we need a separate one to remove Patty. Noel.
Yeah, and I'll make a motion to remove Patty as access to petty cash Key Bank.
I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Okay, let's go ahead and do the, yes, thank you. I had it there buried somewhere.
The action item's already been addressed from here down.
Oh, they have been.
Well, just the action item, because we approved the action items.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we need to do the approval for the authorized.
Yes, and we talked about Jim being here. so-
Oh, there we go. All right, now I look, sorry. Okay. Just a second, I'll get my act together here in a second. So, another item that was added was the prospective candidate for commissioner was District 2, is Jim Freeman. So I'd like to invite you, Jim, if you would go
Yeah.
ahead and stand at
Thank
the
you.
podium and.
I want to come down in person and introduce myself.
Great.
So I want to tell you a little bit about me. I grew up in Port Orchard and I moved out to Lakeland Village about 5 years ago. It's been great. I love it out here. So I felt like I wanted to.
Can I see him? Can I see him when he speaks and then step off to your right there?
Actually,
Commissioner?
if you can,
Do you want to go, here, sit here.
Oh,
yeah, there we go, I think, because actually it's that laptop.
okay. So I wanted to give back to the community a little bit.
Move up just a little bit because he can't see you, or,
Or just sit in that chair right there.
yeah,
There we go.
here. There you
Musical
go.
chairs tonight. Okay.
Thank you, Jim, sorry about that.
Oh, there we go.
Can you see him, John?
Yes, thank you.
So the bulk of my career has been in the waterworks industry. Last 25 plus years has been in 2 public water systems. That's really my background. Certainly been involved in rates and policies and all that stuff, but certainly hands-on. New water main installs, repairs, services, all aspects, meter reading, you name it. So I just felt like I might have something to contribute, and I've been pretty successful in my own right, and I wanted to give back, so
Great. Thank
that's
you.
me. Okay,
Well, thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
And you're currently with the Belfair Water District?
I am. Last 7 years I've been there, and as you know, as everybody knows, there's certainly been issues at Belfair Water District,
And you're doing a
but
great.
not in the last 7 years.
Yes.
I can assure you that. So we have certainly made a difference there, and I have worked very hard, and this is just a little bit about me. So,
Great.
okay?
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, thank you.
Jim,
Yes.
I will email you as soon as we get that up on the website with the application process and
Okay.
everything. So
Thank you.
we'll be in touch.
I have to say, good job with the Belfair Water District too, because, yeah, it's been remarkable how things are running better. Thank you. Okay, that's excellent. Gosh, we can't be through that already. This
No,
will go-
I misplaced the agenda again. The addendum agenda, it's right underneath that.
I'm looking.
There it is.
Okay, we already approved the authorized signers, did we?
No, we did not. We
Okay,
need to do the authorized signers.
I thought we did, there we go.
We did the key bank ones.
Okay. Good thing I have it in front of me, huh? Okay, so next is the approvals of the following Port of Allen authorized signers on the Kitsap Bank account, and that's Travis Merrill, Interim Executive Director, Judy Scott, John Sheridan, and then the removal of the Port of Allen authorized signers from Kitsap Bank is Scott Cooper, Leanne Dennis, and Larry Capola. So, and then also, well, do you need all of this read so we can approve
Yes.
the whole thing?
Yeah, we need to approve, yeah. You can approve each one individually,
Okay,
yeah, so.
so John, how about if we approve the,
Yeah, so those two that you read, authorized signers on Kitsap Bank, Travis, you and myself, and then removal signers, Scott Cooper, Leanne, and Larry. I'll make a motion to approve that.
okay, I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Next is the
You skipped the deferment of following accounts payable, the first item.
No, we did that
No.
when we approved the action items.
Okay, got
Yes.
it, that is on there, got
Yes.
it, disregard my, that,
Okay.
okay, sorry.
So next is the approval for you, John Sheridan, and Executive Director Travis to access and inspect the safety deposit box at Kitsap Bank. Do I hear a motion?
And sure, I'll make a motion to approve myself and Travis, to have access to safe deposit box at the bank, Kitsap Bank.
And I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved. Next is discussion and possible action on the cash management system authority for John Sheridan on the Kitsap Bank. Now, was Aaron, were you going to try to get access on
No.
that? Just
So,
you?
The way we're approaching this, Chairwoman, with one of us needing to get authorized to do so on the cash management is, and then I, as a commissioner, you also would need to be authorizing me to give access to the cash management by Aaron. That's it.
Once John has the authority to do
Then
cash
we
manage
can,
it, then he
okay.
can authorize Aaron as his agent.
Okay,
The bank will how should I say it, will accept that, and that's what they told me, is that we can do. I mean, that's what they told me we can do, it means that once one of us is authorized, we can go to the bank and give, someone access, like our bookkeeper, accountant, and that's what I intend on doing.
okay. So do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion, to approve myself, John Sheridan, as cash management system authority on Kitsap Bank.
And I'll second that. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so moved.
I've already spoke, as far as discussion on that, I spoke directly with Erin first. She likes it very much. It'll make her job more fluid, for sure.
Great. Great, thank you, Aaron.
Thank you.
Okay, the commissioner appointment application packet. Let's take a look at that one.
Right, just add it.
Let me unbury a few things. I'm getting there. This one? Thanks. I was organized before, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, oh yeah, here, it's right in front of me. All right. So this looks uniquely familiar to me. Anyway, basically, there was a little bit more to the application than I see here, Travis.
There's also a cover letter that I provided you because I didn't get it done until today.
Okay.
So that cover letter is in your packet as well.
Just one thing we have to be careful about is what the laws are now. You can't. There was a day when you just go and have them fill out everything you want, right? And I miss those days, but we need to make sure that we're requiring the information that is legally we're legally able to do. Okay, so that's all. Just food for thought. And the fire district could give you a copy of that. Did this come from them, by the way?
Yes, they helped us prepare it.
Okay, all right. We're in good shape there.
You see one thing, there's an email address in there that shouldn't be there,
Which one?
right on the first page. after my email address, there is a mail to david@portcw.com.
Oh,
I'll just remove that. It's a typo. But it's pretty standard language.
Yeah, it is.
But this is what we would be putting on, making available on our website so that the public has their opportunity to apply.
Yeah, and I would encourage anybody, is there language in here? I'm looking at it right now, but that we want a resume.
Yes,
in
and that's
addition.
on page 3, essentially. The applicant information, it requires that the cover letter and resume no more than 2 pages, and
Oh, yeah.
a cover letter of 1.
Perfect.
And then
you
there's
got
there's a map in the back that kind of details the actual district,
yeah.
but I've got a better one that's color coded so that you can see exactly which one, because it's kind of hard to see the lines on this one. I would be providing that for the website rather than the one I showed you.
great.
Yeah, that would be helpful for everybody out there that's interested. Thank you, Travis. So we need action on that, Chairwoman?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, well then I'll make a motion to approve the application and the process for us to find and find a commissioner for District 2 based on what Travis has provided. And we'll go with the fact that he's got another piece of this that's coming from the fire district. I'll make that motion to approve it.
Just one point of order.
Yes.
Are you gonna follow the new RCW and name an applicant and then open up a public notice for the position?
Well, we have one applicant right now, but that was
Is that gonna
Jim,
be,
but
is he gonna be the person that you name in that public notice? Didn't I give you a
No,
copy
that's
of
not the RCW that I read.
yeah, well, if you have one,
It's brand
yes.
new, yeah,
If
it's
you-
brand new. The county auditor is aware of it.
But that's if you have one.
That's if you have an
And
applicant.
we didn't have
We don't have an
one. We
applicant.
just got one tonight,
We-
an applicant.
So that's what the two people. the
We
two
need to post
remaining-
this application no more than 15 days.
Right,
All right.
So the-
And before
Mr.
we
Freeman's
before
gonna
we
be-
actually pick anybody, but we can still wait the full 90 days to go through the applications to actually select somebody.
so my understanding is that Mr. Freeman is the person that you're gonna,
Mr. Freeman just came to us on his own and said he was interested in the position, so we haven't moved on to anything other than that.
Yeah,
okay? Well, I probably wanna take a closer look at that part.
Yeah, we got that straight off MRSC.
do we need dates in this one yet? I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, we'll see the highlighted yellow
Yes.
portions.
So
Those,
that would
yeah, we
be
do need
after
to, we do need,
today.
we do need to talk about dates.
So let me take a look here.
We can go off of the,
On my calendar there.
What was the date of the resignation?
it was
18th.
officially the 18th.
Okay,
His letter was for the 19th, but he called in the day before.
all right.
We'll take it on the 19th, that was official, so. So, anyway,
Okay.
deadline for the applications. We want to give it some time, don't we? I mean, but not this Friday. Is it this Friday?
No, so you just have to have it available for 15 days. And then you can end the deadline for taking applications whenever you want, as long as you appoint somebody before the 90 days is over.
Okay. Okay, well, let me figure out. Any suggestions on a date?
Well,
Let's,
well,
16th?
I'm a little fuzzy on this, so let me clarify that. I mean, I'm a little fuzzy on what is the date we need to focus on, because we got, right now, we want to find somebody by the 19th of April, anyway, whatever that 90 days looks like, that's I'm just saying 19 April. What is the dates we have to do right now? What that we're looking to figure out?
Well, how about if we, I'm just kind of throwing this out, if I'm incorrect, then I'll be corrected, but let's say that we can take applications no later than the 16th of February. That's two weeks, almost.
Why
Before
can't
Yes.
we wait until the end of February?
Well, we
Why
could, because
can't
we would need some
Why can't we
time.
give people time
That's
to get
true.
the word out?
29th?
Yeah, say that, and let's be aggressive about making sure the entire community knows that, whatever that looks like, and, I'd be willing to step out there and, or ask the Mason County Commissioners and the fire district to help us get the word out, just by spreading the word of mouth and whatever other, approach they might suggest, and give them time. 29 February sounds good. It's not leap year, is it?
Yes, it is.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah, okay, well, I think we're going to be safe with the 29th.
Okay, we'll accept applications through the 29th of February.
Yeah, because that'll give people time.
And then Ken is partially right, nominating at least one candidate during a meeting of a governing body still has to happen.
Okay,
But it doesn't necessarily have to happen tonight, but we do have an applicant here.
yes.
So I would take care of the fact that we have an applicant here that's very interested and nominate.
Well, if I might, it also opens it up for any registered voter in the Port of Allen to nominate someone during that 15-day period. If you read a little further along.
Does not indicate that here on.
What? Are you
SRC.
sure let me
But
make sure of this. So why do we need to have somebody as, what are you talking about, a proxy here? I mean, what's the deal?
No, it is in the RCW about nominating somebody.
It's a new RCW that just passed,
Yeah, I did get that.
yes. And in there, it's also, there's a nomination that can be any member of the voting member, the Port of Allen can nominate
Correct,
folks.
sure. That's,
I'd like to sit on that until, so what's the deadline for that?
The nomination just has to happen in a public meeting of the governing body.
Okay.
It's not a.
So we can wait until the next public meeting, or do we have some restraints? that I'm not
Technically, yes,
aware of?
yes, you can wait till the next public meeting.
I make the recommendation, Chairman, we wait until the first regular monthly meeting in March, unless there's some fire sale I don't know about. We need
I would
time
like-
before we start throwing bodies at this.
we are going to have another meeting Wednesday or Thursday?
Need to figure out your schedules.
Yeah, we're gonna have another meeting Wednesday or Thursday, and we could take that opportunity. We can nominate Jim, of course, but we still can take applications until the 29th, so, we're safe to nominate him, but,
I mean, to be fair, I don't know anything about Jim right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I'm not, I do not want to make, we don't have a sense of urgency to move forward with port business. We do have a sense of urgency with time restraints that we're working with over the next few months, fill this position, and we definitely need that. But I would like to push this to the right, and I'm not even be willing to do it at the special meeting. I want to move it to the first of the month of March. Nomination.
well, I wish I knew the law a little better there, but.
Well, because I don't,
You
I
can
don't
accept
either.
nominations from anyone with, any district registered voter within the 15-day period. You appoint a qualified person from the list of nominations.
Okay,
is it required?
Yeah, no, yeah. The remaining members of the governing body must do these things. Nominate at least one candidate during a meeting of a governing body, post notice of the vacancy and the name of the nominees for at least 3 public places for at least 15 days, accept nominations from the district's registered voters during the 15-day period, and appoint a qualified person from the list of nominees at a meeting of the governing body after the 15-day notice is over. It doesn't have to be within the 15-day notice, it just has to be sometime after.
oh, okay, all right,
That's what I wanted to hear. All right.
okay, well, we'll move.
I don't want to make mistakes here, so, okay.
Okay, so deadline for applications can be February 29th.
Okay, that'll be set.
Candidate interviews, special meeting open to the public the week of, let me look again, that would probably be March.
I want to see it posted in the paper, on our website, and social media, Travis, and,
Yep.
and to get the word of mouth out. I don't want anybody after that to go, oh, I wish I had known. I've got people in circles, and I'm going to get the word out. Who are paying attention probably already know, but anyway, just whatever it takes. I just don't want anybody coming here and say, I wish I had known that, and there should be no reason for it, for those to be interested.
Okay, so candidate interviews can be first week in March.
Sure.
That's
You can actually,
the 4th through the 8th.
Has to be a special meeting open to the public.
Yep,
Yeah.
which we can put that after our regular meeting, like on the 6th
Exactly.
or something like that,
Correct.
yes.
okay? And then, commission appointment, let's leave that blank right now. I think we're safe with that.
Yeah.
Any questions, Commissioner?
No. Other than, no question, are we in the good of the order now?
Do we need a motion for this to accept it? I think we.
Yeah, did
Yeah.
you not already do it? Okay, yeah, the conversation went
Well,
longer, so.
Yeah, but we needed to
You
have
need-
some
yeah.
dates in
All
there,
right,
so.
you've got February
Well,
29th for your deadline.
I'll wait for your, I don't have any questions on this at all. And I'll wait for the good of the order, and to see if there's any public comment that you want to.
Well, we need to have a motion and approval for the 29th of February as your hard deadline to
Oh.
stop accepting the applications.
Yes, we do. I'm sorry. Okay, I make a motion to approve that 29th of February, be the deadline for applications for District 2 Commissioner.
Okay, and candidate interviews, I will add candidate interviews for the first week of March.
Well.
Which can be discussed at
We don't need
the
to-
special
we don't
meeting
need it.
of, or not,
Yeah,
the
we don't
regular
need to
meeting
make
of March.
Okay,
We can approve the exact day and time then.
okay,
I would suggest the same, that we just approve that drop dead date, and then on the first meeting of March, we can create a special meeting and set up the reviews for those interested.
okay, I'll second that then. All in favor,
Okay.
say aye.
Aye.
Okay, aye, so moved. Thank you.
Good of the order.
All right, good of the order, wonderful.
No, public comment.
Oh,
Public
public,
comment.
yeah, public comment, here we go. Who first? See Randy first, he raised his hand, gotcha.
Just wanted to give a pat on the back to some of your folks. The situation you're in and trying to pull all this stuff together, they've done an excellent job. Aaron, you've been incredible. Our interim has done a very good job, especially considering he has to find everything that we asked him for.
Yeah.
And that's a little harder, and you gotta make notice of Jeff Carey. His numbers are always spectacular, and they're always good. It's been a pleasure to work with all of them, and it really feels as though everything's gonna work out the way it's supposed to. And John, the same goes to you. Thank you for everything that you guys have been doing. The port is in really good hands, and you're very much appreciated by the community, me being one of them. But I wanted to also, like I said, call out Jeff, because his numbers, all the work he's put in, it's just not been just a fly-by-night thing. He's put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's pretty appreciated.
Thank you,
I
Jeff. Yeah.
appreciate everything from you, Jeff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Yeah, thank you. That was Commissioner Randy Netherland that spoke.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Commissioner Edler. All right, cool.
And Jeff, yes.
Okay, well, moving on from the thank you. I brought this up a couple different times, and I'm going to give you copies. This is the issue dealing with Sweetwater Park and parks in general. I think you need to have before you the RCW, and then just, there's 6 questions they have. Look at Sweetwater Park think about it, don't get me wrong, I want to see that park stay in the community. I want to see development of the park. But given, well, look at the RCWs, we need to really, seriously look at these things. And then my seventh is my own view how to ask the question too. But if you look at the 6 ways they're framing it, it just does not seem to fit where the port is. And given the opportunities at hand this year, that we probably need more focusing on, working those opportunities and coming through and getting all those things and issues behind us and addressed and resolved and moving forward. But again, I want to say that, I want to see the Sweetwater Park stay in. By the way, in the Belfair EIS of 2022, there was a level of service they identified as the amount of park acreage in the urban growth area. And while the county doesn't have the budget to do that at this point, some consideration should be made in that area because they either got to look at the level of service or something has to give. But in either case, they're going to need to look at some, if we're going to follow the regs and rules, they're going to have to look at some additional acreage in the Belfair urban growth area to get closer to their level of service. So they may adjust it in time, but at least currently the level of service is they're short. What's called out in the Belfair EIS is about, as I recall, about 95 acres. I personally think that's probably too much, given there's only 2,400 acres in the whole, or 2,600 acres in the whole UGA. But something's got to, this is not anywhere near that acreage, and somewhere along the line this has to be worked out between county, local, port, all the parties involved. Again, I want to see it stay in the community. I want to see, we lose it to whatever, but at the same time I want to make sure the port gets on rock solid footing and, address this maybe at another point in time, or a project like this at a later point in time. So. Anyway, with that, I'll hand you each. Sorry, I'll email you, Commissioner Sheridan, but at least you'll have, for both of you.
Great. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
So, anyway, and again, it has been a pleasure trying to assist the port. When I say trying, meaning there's no way you can have all the stuff ready. There's questions I'm asking and working through, but I appreciate the openness in working through, and in time we'll resolve it, reconcile it, and
Yes,
move
we
it
will.
forward. And I feel confident we can get there. So
Yeah, thank you for your work.
Yep, you're welcome. Thank you.
It's great. Yes, Ken?
Thank you, Commissioners. Ken Van Buskirk from Belfair. And sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt your discussion about the position vacancy, but I sent that RCW, and I hope that you get a chance to take a look at it. One comment I wanted to make was about the Executive Director's report, and I appreciate what Travis is doing with all the memberships. There's one that I think you might want to look at. It's the Kitsap Building Association membership.
Yeah, that's another one I just didn't have time to get time
It's
to look at.
$550 a year, and I suspect it might be on auto renew.
Yeah.
And
gonna write that down right now.
it still shows the port as a member of that organization. Last year, you had a special meeting with RCO, January, about surplusing the kayak park. And you were the only commissioner in attendance. So there wasn't a quorum, but I attended that meeting and was able to give some comments to the RCO folks. So I was surprised when I saw the business about Sweetwater on the agenda this evening. I didn't see any supporting documents or anything, so I called Travis and asked him what was going on, and he told me that you were having a meeting with RCO today. So I don't know what prompted that, but
They had contacted me about not being in compliance, so we just needed to understand what compliance was.
okay. Over the last 2 months, I've sent you folks notices of a couple trespasses. And I also sent you a link to the Department of Ecology that shows that that property is still on the confirmed and suspected contaminated sites. It was never removed. It's still there. Please recall that, well, firstly, I know you're talking about doing a cleanup up there, but that huge pile of garbage that's up there is not on Port of Allyn property. It's on the Salmon Center's property. It's their responsibility. It's not the port's responsibility. And please recall that your executive director, Mr. Coppola, he recommended to you folks last fall in August that you consider surplusing or transferring that property. So I really think it's not a good place for a park. There's a hazardous slide area directly above it, and you know I've talked to you folks several times about this, but you really need to surplus it. Thank you.
Thank you. Bob?
I hope you don't mind if I talk from here. Can you hear me?
Can you hear him, John?
John, can you hear me?
Yes,
Al?
I can.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
as long as you speak up, sir.
Thank you. I wanted to talk about Sweetwater Creek as well, or at the park. Many years ago, when the Salmon Center was first getting started, I had sent a proposal for development that was meant for tourism and education. Basically, it was to rebuild the mill wheel and have it do 3 different things: sign, electricity, and grist mill, which Bill Wright could do that, along with housing, so that you go into a tunnel and be lit by the turning wheel. That's just a quick overview of what I was thinking about. Unfortunately, the individual who was director of the salmon group had his own plans, and we never got to even get into a discussion. So I wouldn't mind if it's all right to talk to someone here about at least looking at this end of it, because it would be very complimentary to tourism. I'm taking note of some of the things that Ken has said about slide areas and whatnot. Many years ago, Steve Bright, that then was with the school district, Tom, who was the head of the buses at the school district, and myself built an amphitheater just basically at the end of the play field and the, but I imagine it's gone completely back to nature by now. But for the first 5 years or so, it was used extensively by, I believe, the 3rd graders for releasing. And then we discovered there was a weir box between the creek and the pond. And of course, then there's no passage currently. So all of these things can be funded by RCO. I would think the trails, and that's the short version of the funding that's available, because they've approached me several times over the years about developing parks and whatnot, rather than trying to use the RCO grants for boating facilities to try to build parks with. And so consequently, I wouldn't mind at least being able to sit down and talk about and toss around some ideas.
Great. Thank you.
I can actually contest to that stage there, because as a senior in high school, I helped dig the foundations for it.
Oh, good.
And it was part of the little enhancement area where they had the classroom down there, so fond memories.
Alan Finley, I'm a resident, just checking to see if we heard back from the 2 electrical contractors on the questions that we asked. and
We
the
have,
decision.
we just haven't been able to make our decision yet as we approach getting to our funding in April. We're just kind of playing it easy.
So it's probably not gonna
Yeah.
happen this summer then.
No, it just probably won't happen till the middle, unfortunately, to be completely honest. We will do it.
And Phil?
Yeah, this is Phil Moll from Allyn. Yeah, I heard a comment about a light being on, that would be PUD 3 that has the outlight, that runs, the lights on the pole, not Public Works.
Oh,
The other thing, so is the Port of Allen commissioners, is that at large in the Port of Allen, or is it a specific district?
There's District 2, which is Lakeland Village, pretty much,
And Victor.
Okay.
and Victor. Thank you, yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, and then on Sweetwater, yeah, I think the volunteer event is going to be, not just the Port of Allen. As you mentioned, Commissioner, it's also, a volunteer effort, I believe, at DNR. So, cleanup could, occur on the Salmon and Hampstead Group property as well. So, I would imagine without any issue.
yeah,
Yeah.
I agree.
And I just wonder, is there anything new on the pier, on the port, on the pier? I don't, I don't know if I attended the last meeting, but I just don't, I haven't heard an update on the condition of the pier, how many years it has left, that kind of, information.
We want to aggressively go after funding to replace the pier as soon as possible. And as the port gets back to what it's going to be more permanently, I'm sure that that's going to be pushed even harder. It's just right now in the interim, there's a few other projects that are more pressing and more time consuming to get done. So we know about it. We know that we've got some funding possibilities, and we're hoping to bring more light to that in the near future.
Okay, all right, thanks for that.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you, Phil. Anybody else? No? Everybody's quiet. We gotta have something, right?
Well, I'm just waiting for the good of the order, Chairman.
Okay, well, let's move on to the good of the order.
All right, so a few things. One is I'll be swinging by to sign that check, Travis.
Okay.
And I need to sign.
Yep, because
And
you're
the
the only
second
signer
thing
on the
is-
account, so.
Huh?
Yeah, you're the only current signer on the account that can sign the
Right.
check, so.
I'll be swinging by here right afterwards. I'll just stay in my car and come out,
Yep.
so I don't get anybody sick. And then I have the signed siphon. I'll just give that to you as well. And
Okay.
then what Jeff Perry gave you, I'd like a copy of that.
Yes, I'll scan one over to you.
That's the good of the order. That's all I got.
Okay, and also James Freeman gave us a resume as well, so be sure and pick that up too.
Okay, so Travis, give me a hard copy of
Yep.
what Jeff gave you and a hard copy of that resume that Jim Freeman gave us. There it is. That's it.
Thank you, John.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order, anybody? Wow, usually everything's a lot more exciting, right? But thank you. I want to thank Jeff and Randy for their help, and also the North Mason Regional Fire District for helping us get through this transition. And it's been a little rough, but we're going to be okay. I think that's what was really encouraging, and I really want to thank Travis and Aaron and Justine now for stepping in and being rock solid, and I really appreciate it. And thank you, John, too, for hanging in there. Okay,
It is a team effort, isn't it? And I appreciate everybody's help. That's for darn sure. Thank you.
yes, okay. Thank you, and meeting adjourned.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit, Travis.
Yep.